Today, we are going to talk about the International Intergovernmental Organization G7. Hello everyone, Team TIS welcomes you back to another episode where we will be discussing various developments that the international forum has undergone since its very inception and also dive into the possibility of extending it from the Trans-Pacific point of view. If you like this video, please do hit the like button, share it with your colleagues and subscribe to our channel for regular access to more such videos. Initially, there were 6 countries, namely France, Germany, Italy, Japan, US and UK. The next year Canada joined and the G7 was formed. Russia to attain the official recognition as a member in 1998 and the group was renamed G8. However, it was indefinitely suspended in 2014 after Russia's unscrupulous expansion of Crimea. So now, it is again reduced to G7. Before we delve into the current state of affairs, let's draw a brief outline on the historical significance of G7 in world politics. The group of 8 nations originated in 1975. The forum discussed on the pressing global issues that existed during the Cold War era. Along with the military tensions and geopolitical hostility prevailing between the superpowers, many nations were facing severe financial problems. The G8 was a resultant of the aforementioned problems and arguably an effective solution to the international challenges like the Bretton Woods fixed exchange rate system and the ensuing inflation and recession escalated by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries oil embargo. 6 industrialized democracies UK, US, Germany, France, Japan and Italy assembled for the first time in France. Canada joined in 1976 and the group was retitled as the G7. Direct talks between the G7 and the European community commenced henceforth. Following the Russian presidential election on 1991, President Boris Yeltsin was invited as the guest observer, and after Russia's official recognition as a member, the organization got widely known as the Political Eight. With no formal charter or organized administrative structure, G7 discussed global issues like oil crisis in 1970s, environmental issues in 1980s, and economic instability in 1990s. In spite of the non-obligatory nature of the organization, it has successfully accomplished in resolving many global issues such as the multilateral debt relief initiative to help the indebted poor countries, raising a global fund to combat diseases like AIDS, and the list continues. Now, we shall apprise you with the actual reason behind the indefinite suspension of Russia from the group of 8. Russia was experiencing an economic catastrophe after its crushing defeat in World War II. After it bonded with the G7, the members found it tremendously cumbersome to formulate economic policies with the impecunious Russia. The situation got aggravated when Moscow annexed its territories to Crimea in Ukraine on March 2014. Russia's indiscriminate seizure of Crimea violated the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine, and therefore the annual summit at Sochi was called off. Later it was held in Brussels on 5th of June 2014. The G7 released an official declaration on its suspension that until Russia changed its course to have an amicable talk on the dispute, it would not be reinstated back to the group. So now that you're aware of the history of G7 or G8 or whatever you want to call it, we can have a look at the present state of developments around it. Last week, US President Donald Trump made a few statements, the repercussions of which were felt across the globe. Firstly, Trump announced rather unilaterally that the upcoming summit of the Group of Seven would be postponed till September. He added that the meeting will take place around the United Nations General Assembly's debate. But what drew considerable attention from various corners, however, was Trump's set of comments suggesting that the Group of Seven must be expanded. He said, "I don't feel that as a G7, it properly represents what's going on in the world. It's a very big, outdated group of countries." He suggested including countries like India, South Korea, Australia, and Russia. Yes, the same Russia which was shown the door in 2014 as mentioned earlier. So now that we have a proposal, let us look at the feasibility of such an expansion. Basically, there is no reason why this cannot happen. The Group of Seven, since Russia's expulsion, has been a loosely associated group of large industrialized countries. President Trump's recent set of policies has created deep divide within the group. US's America First agenda has halted the group from discussing key strategic global issues. Trump's stance on trade, immigration, and obviously climate change has not gone well with the other members of the group. For this reason, Trump wants an expansion in the group as US is fairly isolated in this league. Also, having India, South Korea, and Australia on board will strengthen American Forum and China. Primarily, South Korea will act as a deterrent to China in the East China Sea, Australia in the South China Sea region, and India in the Indian Ocean region. Trump needs these countries to counter China's strategic expansionist policies in the ocean. To add to any multinational group against China will not be utterly handy if Russia is left out. From that aspect, Russia needs to reappear in the group of 7 nations. But there are roadblocks ahead for this proposal to materialize. The other countries may be apprehensive, for more countries means more agenda. For example, India may take a different stance from the other member nations on issues related to trade, where New Delhi continues to be reticent about full-scale liberalization as reported by The Diplomat. But the real issue lies with Russia being a part of the group. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and German Chancellor Angela Merkel have already opined against the other European members expected to follow this suit due to the former's role in Libya, Yemen, and lately in Egypt. The group may well witness a moderate expansion in the coming months with the addition of India, South Korea, and Australia, provided the expanded group justifies its existence alongside the Group of 20, which is a broader group of 20 countries with less common ideologies, focusing on the global economic coordination. In our opinion, the new international mechanism will have value, and it needs to be seriously focusing on the key international issues such as the international trade, climate change, rise of the radical extremism, and of course the newly founded COVID crisis. Thank you for watching the video. Do write your thoughts in the comment section below and follow us on social media, links of which are given in the description box below. That's all for now. This is TIS bidding goodbye.